I'd like to explore the wonderful world of Disney pipes with you while enjoying a pipe. Howdy, y'all. Virginia Piper here. When I was growing up, my favorite cartoons were the Warner Brothers ones. You know, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and the like. But Disney cartoons were a close second. The company had a knack for retelling classic stories in imaginative ways, bringing them to life through incredible animation. You know, some of my favorite characters were wise, reflective, and kind souls who happened to smoke a pipe. It was no mistake. I believe Disney intended to tie all of that together. Now, longtime viewers of this channel have heard some of the stuff I'm going to say, but it bears repeating. Ever since I became a dad, father-son stories have really resonated with me. I loved the relationship between Pinocchio and his father, Geppetto. If you look close, you'll notice a pipe rack over his nightstand. Note that since this cartoon was made, we've learned that smoking in bed is not a good idea. I feel a real connection to Roger in 101 Dalmatians. The guy was a songwriter and compassionate gentleman who smoked a pipe. Then there's the Wizard and the Sword in the Stone, a character who's a little absent-minded but full of wisdom and a bit of fun. Over the years, Disney featured a number of other pipe-smoking characters. And pipe smokers appeared in some of their other movies, like That Darn Cat. My father loved the world that Disney created. With permission from the company, he drew that world into his high school's yearbook with sketches of Mickey Mouse, Goofy, Pluto, and Jiminy Cricket seemingly involved with school activities. Surprisingly, he turned down an opportunity to be an illustrator for the company, choosing instead to become a draftsman at Bell Telephone Laboratories. So it was pretty much inevitable that he would take us to Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida when I was 8 years old, back in the 1970s. The Walt Disney Company was a very different place than it is today. It endeavored to produce entertainment that was wholesome. Now there's a term you don't hear anymore, especially when describing Disney these days. Disney World was also quite different back in the 70s. The term political correctness wasn't even known at the time, and the park not only allowed smoking. It had a tobacconist, which opened in 1955 on Main Street, USA, a place in the park that was reminiscent of small-town America in the 1900s. Let's take a look at what they had inside. As you can see, they had an assortment of Disney World branded pipes. You could once buy them for around $5, but now they're collector's items. You can pick this one up on eBay for $250. Disney even had its own special blends of aromatic and non-aromatic pipe tobacco. There was an ample supply of Disney-branded cigars. And they had some pretty cool matchbooks, like this one. One blogger noted, the tobacconist in Disney World was a place where a dad could go to bring home a souvenir of the trip. Kind of makes me wish I was a dad at the time. I recall my father venturing into the shop to replenish his supply of pipe tobacco, but unfortunately he didn't bring home any souvenirs. He was primarily a pipe smoker, not a collector. Disney is no longer the company it once was. It's changed, along with our world, and in some not so good ways. I don't think you can even enjoy a pipe in the park anymore. But fortunately, there are still towns around which boast a main street lined with shops inside historical buildings, and in some places, a tobacconist. It's in those places we can go to step back in time and enjoy a pipe. Have a great one, y'all.